We carry supercomputers in our pockets, so why do many of us feel less focused, less present, less certain, less ourselves? This isn't nostalgia, and it's not a moral failing. It's a pattern, one that is actually backed by science. Studies from the University of Texas, among many others, show that the mere presence of your smartphone reduces available cognitive capacity. Just the presence of it, even when it's turned off and face down on your desk. You don't even have to use it for it to drain you. Think about that. And if we don't recognize this pattern now, we're about to repeat it at a scale that will reshape what it means to be human. That's why I wrote A Whole New Human. 10 ways we must evolve to survive and thrive in the AI age. Not to fight technology, I'm not a Luddite, but to help you stay awake and alive and sovereign in the midst of it. Now, here's what most people don't realize. We've been outsourcing our humanity long before AI arrived. We don't remember phone numbers anymore. We don't navigate without GPS. You don't think so? Turn off your GPS for the next week or two and drive into the city and around and let me know because I'll send out a search party, right? We don't sit with boredom long enough for insight to even arrive, for real creativity. We don't even trust our own sense of direction, internal or external. The research is clear. Participants with smartphones next to them during memory tests had significantly lower accuracy than those whose phones were in another room. Heavy smartphone users show lower performance on tasks requiring extended focus, memory, and problem solving. Now, none of this happened because we're lazy or stupid. It happened because technology is very good at offering convenience and very quiet about the cost. Smartphones didn't make us merely weaker. They revealed how quickly and easily we surrender capacities that we either don't know we have, but that we certainly aren't actively protecting. The phone was the rehearsal. AI is the real show, the real test. Now, right now, 75% of workers are already using AI at work. We're asking AI to write our emails, to draft our reports, to make our presentations, to send our spouse love letters. Some of you are, you know it. Soon we'll ask it to make our decisions. And then we'll ask it to tell us what matters. In fact, some people already are. And finally, we'll ask it to define who we are. By the end of this year, 85% of customer interactions are expected to be managed by AI, with about 90% of issues resolved by chatbots. Now just think about what that means. We're outsourcing not just tasks, we're outsourcing discernment, creativity, intuition, self-trust, the very capacity to assign meaning itself. According to the International Monetary Fund, the IMF, artificial intelligence is expected to impact or displace 60% of jobs in advanced economies, something like 300 million jobs lost, and about 40% in emerging economies. Now, that's not just job disruption, that's an identity level crisis. So the question isn't whether AI will be powerful. The question is, what's a human going to be worth? What's a human going to be for? And what will you still be capable of when AI is doing what most humans can do better, faster, cheaper? For over 20 years, I've been coaching people all around the world. Coaches, healers, authors, teachers, entrepreneurs, creators, Fortune 500 execs, Oscar and Emmy winners, all around the world in many domains. I've been coaching them through real transformation, helping tens of thousands of people discover their irreplaceable purpose, to become the authors of their own life, to discover, what am I really made of? What am I really made for? And how can I live my authentic life successfully and sustainably? In other words, helping them discover their blueprint, not merely take on someone else's. Helping them discover their unique system and their unique operating system, not merely become users of someone else's system. And what I've learned is this: most people aren't being replaced by AI, they're being exposed by it. Just let that drop in for a moment. The crisis isn't that machines are merely getting smarter. It's that we've been living algorithmically for so long, giving away our agency to external authorities and technologies, following outside formulas, chasing mere efficiency, optimization, optimizing ourselves into obsolescence, that we've forgotten our source code, our own source code. In this brave new world, if you want to future-proof your life, your work, your wealth, and your well-being, you must reconnect to what makes you irreplaceable and undeniable. You must reclaim your original algorithm, your unique lived wisdom, your true superintelligence. We are the real AI, ancient intelligence, ancestral intelligence, authentic intelligence. Who knows, maybe even angelic intelligence. We are the killer app we've been waiting for, and we are so dangerously close to giving away what makes us matter for a little more productivity or profit, comfort or convenience. It's a Faustian bargain. It's the frog boiling in water. It's a false idea of utopia. Utopia is not an outer world of abundance where we get everything and it's just, we don't have to move and it just shows up at our door and we're like little baby birds being fed directly. Amazon now, like the characters in WALL-E, and we have everything we could ever dream of. That's not utopia. That's a dystopia. Like the Twilight episode where this guy dies and he's in this casino and he just wins and wins and wins. And it's amazing at first. He's the life of the party. And after days and days and days of winning, he finally turns to the angel character and says, wow, I never would have thought heaven was like this. It's kind of like heaven is not so great. And the angel character says, who told you this was heaven, right? We've seen these utopian, attempts. Rome did not fall because it was conquered. It rotted from the inside, right? We need to keep challenging ourselves. We need to be chased by saber-toothed cats. We need to have to work through hard problems and solve it ourselves. We need to dig the well to really drink the water and to get it. We can't just be given information. We have to work for the knowledge, and that builds wisdom. And at first it looks like a win. It looks like a reward. It looks like a bargain, like social media did. And then we didn't see it until it was too late. It was corrupting us. It was hurting our capacity for attention. It was hijacking our limbic system, and it was hurting the psychology of so many people, and the rise in depression, anxiety, suicidality, polarization. That's the effect. And the breakdown of our cognitive ability to hold two ideas, conflicting ideas at the same time, and connect and communicate and all of these things. Well, AI is going to 10x, 100x, 1000x that. Again, I'm not anti-tech. I'm just extremely pro-human. Pro-human technology. The same technology, by the way, that allowed us to climb down from the trees and to blast off into the stars. And a whole new human gives you the framework to reclaim all of this, and even more, to become what you've always been meant to be. What is our destiny as humanity? 10 evolutionary adaptations that will make you irreplaceable in the AI age, not by competing with machines on their terms, but by activating the capacities only humans possess. Things like thinking for yourself when AI is thinking for everyone else. Becoming a visionary when AI can only optimize what already exists. Living by insight, not just eyesight, when the deep fakes make eyesight unreliable. Becoming transparent when privacy disappears. Creating meaning when AI can only process patterns. But here's what makes this different from every other book on AI. I've built the system into the technology itself, right? I've taken my entire framework, decades of research, frameworks that have transformed tens of thousands of lives, and encoded it into 2 AI tools that I'm giving you for free. When all you have to do is order the book. And so you're going to get the AI Evolution Coach, your personal guide through 10 evolutions in the book. It sees where you are, where you need to go, and who you need to become to future-proof your life, your work, your wealth, and your well-being. You're going to get the AI Focus Coach, your 24/7 partner for staying awake, connected, alive, sovereign in a world of distraction. It will help you identify what you're unconsciously outsourcing, and it will build the practices to protect what makes you irreplaceable. Think of it like this. You're going to have a coach, a mentor, a strategic partner, and an accountability system in your pocket, available anytime you need guidance. No generic AI that just regurgitates information or just agrees with you and says, you're legendary, when what you really have shared with it is really not very good, right? It's AI trained on the specific principles that create human sovereignty and irreplaceability in the age of machines. This is AI used the right way, to amplify your humanity, to scale and leverage who you really are, why you're really here, why you matter, and the work you're here to do matters, right? To amplify your humanity, your true creativity, your true capacity, and your ultimate authenticity, not to replace it. Look, every major technological shift has a choice point, a moment where we decide, what do we automate and what do we protect? We're at that choice point now, that inflection point. Half of all employees are going to need new skills to work with AI by the end of this year. But here's what they're not telling you. You don't just need new skills. You need to preserve the ones that make you irreplaceable and magnify them. Invest in your large language model, which is your own mind and your own consciousness and your own capacities, the ability to think slowly and deeply, to question things. The question is the quest you're on. The ability to sit with uncertainty, to hold two conflicting ideas at the same time. You know what that's called? Confusion. But you know what the root of confusion is? With fusion. Two conflicting ideas coming together to reveal a third, better alternative. To be able to notice what you notice, to have greater self-awareness, greater contemplative ability, to be able to trust what you're feeling, to hear that inner guidance and direction and intuition, really to develop your Jedi mastery. Right? These movies like The Matrix and Star Wars are not so successful just because they're great entertainment, because they reveal eternal principles, universal principles, the ability to really know yourself, to really be yourself, to create from that depth, not merely from some prompt. These aren't old skills merely. These are irreplaceable ones. And what they used to call soft skills, but they're hard, these soft skills, but they are going to become the most important skills. Look, AI can calculate reality, but we as humans can care for it. AI can optimize patterns, but we as humans can originate meaning. AI can process information, but we as humans can hold space for real transformation. That's not a war between humans and machines. That's a partnership, but only if we remember which one we are. We are not the creature or the creation of technology. We are the creators of it. And we need to stay there, right? Like training a pet. Which one's going to be the alpha? We must remain in the driver's seat. And that's exactly what a whole new human helps you do and do now. Now, here's why this matters so urgently right now. The window is closing. Every day, people are making unconscious trades. Convenience for capacity, efficiency for agency, speed for sovereignty. And those trades compound. The skills you don't use, you lose. The capacities you don't protect, they atrophy. The identity you don't claim, it gets assigned by default. If you're not thinking for yourself, someone or something is thinking for you. And if something knows you better than you know yourself, guess who's using who? Who's zooming who, right? I wrote this book, A Whole New Human, because I saw what was coming years before ChatGPT. I just took my time to finally write it and get it out there, right? And it's not just the technology, but it's an existential and even spiritual crisis underneath it. We're not just facing job displacement, people. We're facing self-abandonment. The greatest danger of AI isn't that it merely becomes too powerful. It's that we forget who we are while we're using it, and we pay the ultimate price by outsourcing ourselves in the process. A Whole New Human is the blueprint for remembering ourselves and reclaiming our capacities, for becoming so clear on our irreplaceable essence, what I call our life code, that no algorithm can ever replicate you. It's about building the inner technology that makes you sovereign, that makes you empowered in a world of external automation, for using AI as a mirror, a challenge, a spark of awakening instead of a replacement for your own consciousness. So when you pre-order or just order A Whole New Human, the new book today, here's what you're going to get. You're going to get obviously the book, the 10 evolutionary adaptations to survive and thrive in the AI age, for students, for kids of all ages, whether you're a worker, a coach, a creator, an author, an entrepreneur, a business leader, an organizational leader. Everybody needs this manual so that we can reclaim these essential parts of ourselves. It has the whole framework for becoming irreplaceable, the roadmap to future-proof your life, work, wealth, and well-being. You're going to get the AI Evolution Coach, your personal guide through all 10 evolutions, trained on my entire methodology, available 24/7 to help you see where you are and who you need to become to be the change you want to see in the world. You're going to get the AI Focus Coach, which is your sovereignty protection system and your accountability partner. It's going to help you identify what you're unconsciously outsourcing, what matters most to you, how to prioritize it, how to focus on it, how to plan for it, and how to achieve it. So you're going to get all of this and a lot more. But together, these tools give you everything you need, not just to survive the AI age, but to use it as fuel for your greatest evolution. Again, it's not anti-tech. It's being pro-human. It's about becoming irreplaceable. It's about remembering, reclaiming, and even rising higher in what it means to be human and to be alive at such a time as this. The future doesn't need merely faster, more optimized, more productive humans. It needs awake ones and alive ones. As Dr. King's mentor, Howard Thurman, said, don't ask what the world wants or needs. Ask what makes you come alive, and do that. Because what the world needs right now are people who have come fully alive. And that starts with a choice. What capacities and dimensions of your humanity are you going to protect and preserve? So you can go to DerekRydell.com, that's DerekRydall.com/whole new human, or just go to DerekRydell.com. You'll see the book right there on the page. Click it, and you can order the book. And when you order it or pre-order it, you get instant access to these AI coaches and tools and immediate results starting today. Because again, remember, what you don't protect, you lose. But what you consciously preserve and then amplify with the right tools becomes your evolutionary advantage. So just go to DerekRydell.com, DerekRydall.com/whole new human. The choice is yours. The call is coming from inside the house. Answer the call. Don't let it go to voicemail where the universe gets the message, mailbox full. This is your moment. This is your year. This could be the greatest quantum leap you take and we take as human beings in your life, in your work, and in the world. Let's do this. I'll see you on the other side.